Good evening. It is Friday fish tonight and it's Mexican. And it's a new recipe to me. I've actually never cooked it. So thank you to Melissa Laiti, who is one of my former nutrition students at Endeavour College of Natural Health. She actually developed that recipe as part of her clinical studies. And because we are trying to get our patients to eat more fish, as there are many proven benefits and advantages as to why you would eat some. So we've got some kingfish here, which is from the Fountain Gate Fish shop. They've got a huge variety of local fish, and they've kindly filleted that for us. I've got two of those lovely local kingfish here, and then some lovely Mexican spices, and the seasonal aspect tonight is those guys. These are Jerusalem artichokes, which are generally not available in the shops. Some delis may have them, and us nutritionists love them because they're prebiotics and they feed the good gut bacteria, so those probiotics there. And I've got lots of them in the garden. They grow like sunflowers, and once the flowers die down, you can actually lift these rhizomes. They look a bit like a cross between a ginger and a potato. So yeah, really beneficial. Never to be eaten on a first date. They're also called artichokes because of this lovely prebiotic function. They may create some gas in those people that suffer a bit with high fiber food. So the way you just lift them with a pitchfork out of the garden. I always wash them really thoroughly outside because they carry a bit of soil, and then I can just tip that water back into the soil and not waste any of that precious soil. So I just snip this bit off, and there are some brown bits here. I take them off. Sometimes there's a bit of a little root here. Take that off. Don't need to be too thorough about it. To look something like that, that's fine. There's another one. I usually take these longer parts off because they can be quite fibrous and stringy. So I'm cooking them my favorite way, which is as a mashed potato, really like that. It's that simple. Just showing you here. Take this brown part off, take the stringy bits off, the root parts. Sometimes they have crevices, and rather than scrubbing for 10,000 years, I just cut that off because I've got lots of Jerusalem artichokes. And then you attempt to cut them into similar sized pieces so they cook, regularly and all at the same time. Put them in a pot with a little bit of salt water. I usually just put just a bit over a centimeter of water, and however much salt you like, and then just let them gently simmer in there till they're soft. Take the masher to them and a bit of butter, and they're good. They're good to enjoy. You can mash them as hard or as little as you like. Okay, coming to that fish. So Jerusalem artichokes are cooking. The fish, you can marinate it or not. I haven't done that. Actually, before I do the fish, I quickly, because the fish cooks fast, always does. I make the guacamole. Guacamole is a famous Mexican or South American dish. Avocados are extremely beneficial from a cardiovascular perspective. They've got those unsaturated fatty acids. They are also a nice vegetable part of a ketogenic diet. So some people are, for therapeutic reasons, on a high-fat diet. So people with epilepsy, for example. And it's really difficult to keep the fat levels up, but also get sufficient fiber. And avocados are your friend as a vegetable because they have got quite a high fat content. So the way I do my avocados, I usually just halve them horizontally, and the recipe that I uploaded just says 1 avocado, but we really like avocados, so I am going to do 2 avocados for the 3 of us. So all you do is you take a large spoon, scoop the avocado out. Try to avoid that pip thing. It's a bit. I mean, you could argue it's extra fiber, but yeah, it's not that pleasant in it. This avocado. This avocado has got some brown parts, so you try to keep that out as well. But they're nice and ripe ones. So in they go into the bowl, and avocado goes brown really quickly. It's a good idea to add a bit of lemon juice or lime juice to it as soon as possible. I planted a lovely little miniature lime tree, and it's really profuse with its limes. I'm very grateful. So got that here. Half of that's quite a large lime, and they're really juicy. See that they've got a really small rind. Yeah, I'm working with, maybe the light is not so great. It could be a bit harsh. I hope everybody can see me and hear me okay. So that's a beautiful lime, and you just splattered myself. I squeeze this, maybe put it here. Squeeze this over my avocado, and I've already got my fork sitting there ready for a bit of mashing. I personally don't like my guacamole mashed that finely. I just give it a rough mash, but before I do that, I add my garlic.
Hello, Cardinia. How you doing?
Yeah, I think they might be fine.
We're moving food.
Yes, we are dealing in food. So I've already spoken about garlic. Garlic is anti-pathogenic, so it supports your immune system in its defense against viruses and bacteria. So it's a good thing to add into your diet on most days, and I do. The important thing is to use fresh garlic for the health benefits, because if you use jarred garlic, that allicin that has therapeutic value is deteriorating in those. So I put a good amount of salt. I've got these tiny little, I think that's a good salt spoon. You're less likely to overdo it. It's one of those ice cream spoons that I have recycled. And yeah, that's all I generally put in my guacamole. Sometimes when I feel like a bit more acidity or a bit more protein, I add in a bit of natural Greek yogurt or just natural yogurt. I really like that with my guacamole. It's quite a refreshing taste. Or you know how you like to make a guacamole for a certain number of people, and then one or two of these avocados turn out to be more brown than you would like it, or have some other fault with them. So here you go, mash, mash, mash. Try. Yum. And it only gets better with a bit of sitting, with that lovely garlic flavor coming through all your guacamole. Right, I'm turning my hot plate on for my fish. Actually, no, I should probably cut the fish first. Now, with your fish, any firm fish fillet will work. Or you could even have fish with bones if you don't mind picking the bones out while you're eating. The recipe that Melissa wrote asks for 2 centimeter by 2 centimeter pieces, but you can do larger or smaller as you please. It really is not that important how you go about that. So I I really need to sharpen my knife, that's for sure. Actually, I'll use this one. That might be a bit sharper. Good. Because the skin is on. You want to leave your skin on your fish, because under the skin there's usually a very small fat layer, and that fat layer is is where those omega-3 essential fatty acids are that you might have also heard about when watching health-related TV shows. So there you go. You can see I'm not taking it that religiously with the size of these dice. I'm also using a different chopping board for my fish than I would use for my vegetables. I like to keep that apart for hygiene reasons, and I've got a meat chopping board as well. Here we go. Nice generous chunks. We eat with knife and fork, so you can cut them a bit smaller as you're eating. And with the cooking, I like it. It's easier to turn them when you don't have so many small bits, and make sure that they're cooked evenly from all sides. There you go. There is my wonderful fish cut. Now I'm going to turn my fry pan on, and I will use this most magnificent olive oil that I've just been gifted by Jane and Peter James from Packing 'em Upper. So I'll pop that in here, a good glug, and let that warm on, yeah, medium, just maybe a little bit over medium. And the first thing that goes into our fry pan for the Mexican fish is some purple onion. Doesn't matter how you cut it, any which way will work. Good. That's the onion done. I'll wait for the oil to heat a little bit. While I wait, I'll make a bit of a Mexican spice mix. I'll be using a little bit of cayenne pepper. Don't want to make it too hot. Some cumin seeds. All of these spices are antiparasitic to a degree, and antiseptic, so really good to help your gut out with some hygiene support. And some paprika, or paprika as you guys say, that's nice. And oregano. Oregano is miraculous for quite a few gastrointestinal parasites as well, so about a teaspoon of that. Give that a stir. Oh, that smells so good. The cumin and the oregano are the spices that stand out, and I'll put in about a third of a teaspoon, that might have been, of salt. Beautiful. Give my fish another glug of olive oil. Throw in my onions. Yeah, that sounds about right. Give the onions a bit of a sort of fry them a bit for 2 minutes so that they soften before you put the fish in. And I quickly want to have a look what my Jerusalem artichokes are up to. So they are bubbling away here. I had prepared the majority of them previously, so that people actually, you don't have to watch me cleaning Jerusalem artichokes for 7 minutes or so, to speed things along a bit. So here I've got my fish with a bit cut up kingfish, with a little bit of olive oil on. Now I add my spice mix. That smells so good. looks good too. It's quite pretty with the redness of your cayenne in there. And then I just use my hands to massage that through to distribute that spice mix evenly through my beautiful Mexican fish. What's fish in Spanish? Does anyone know? Poisson is in French. Don't know this. Pesca. Pesca, or is that Italian? Never mind. Pesca Mexicana. Goodness gracious. Anyone help me out with Spanish fish? Oh, that looks good. My hands are nicely marinated as well. And give them a wash. Beautiful. Give my onions a stir. Yeah, one more minute. They've already softened a little bit, just a little bit more, and then I put in my my fish. Let that fry for about 3 minutes or so. Then make sure that I flip all the fish so that it cooks through from the other side as well. So while this is all happening, I've got some cucumber, which I will just very mundanely cut in slices, thick slices. And because there's so much flavor in the Mexican fish and so much garlic in the guacamole, so there's heaps of flavor, that in those cases I often don't put a dressing or anything on my salad. All I do is I just chop them up roughly, like almost like dip veggies, put them on the plate, and we just eat them with our hands, with whatever other food we're eating. So this way you also get a really good mix of raw and fresh food into your body. Now this meal, if you omit the Jerusalem artichokes, is almost a ketogenic meal. You would have to add some more cream or butter or another oil over it to counterbalance the carbohydrates from the carrot, or choose a different side vegetable to carrot, because they're rather sweet as a vegetable. So I'll put this on our plate. And now where's my fish? Oh, there. My onions are definitely nice and softened. I'll put the fish in. Make sure that it's nicely distributed. Beautiful.
I know you are. I know you are.
I am beautiful, aren't I? That was Henry walking through, giving me a compliment. That's rather nice, isn't it? Hi Ash. Looking forward to this dish. Yeah, me too. It's my first. Courtesy of an ex-student of mine. I'm very excited. I thought that was a great dish, Mexican. I love Mexican flavors. I really don't have it often enough. I'm just going to check my the softness of my Jerusalem artichokes. Yeah. Nearly there. Nearly there. I'm just catching some butter. And I've actually added a little too much to my too much water to my Jerusalem artichokes. I'll because it's really simple to just use little, and ideally you don't tip anything away and use it all, because the minerals of anything that you're steaming in that water you will find them in the water, and you don't want to tip them out. You really want to eat them all. So if you mesh it with the water, you've got the least waste and nutrient loss. So that's a smart thing to do. Fish is, I'm just trying to show you. That's how that looks. Smells pretty good. And I will see whether I can start meshing my Jerusalem artichokes, because my plan is to put the Jerusalem artichokes on the plate, then put the fish over the top and a dollop of guacamole, and have my lovely chopped carrots and cucumber just as a very simple side salad there.
Das hat nicht so einen großen Mega Hunger.
Das ist dein Teller hier. Here we go. So I put about 2 tablespoons of salted butter with my Jerusalem artichokes. In it goes. Yeah, that'll do. Switch the hot plate off. And we're getting a lovely mash here. Yep, butter is melting. It's melting. What is to get your Thermomix? Those are yes. I just thought I was thinking I could have done a guacamole in Thermomix ash. I could have done the artichokes, but just for demonstration purposes, I think people might go away and say, "Oh well, yeah, it's all easier with the Thermomix." But really, you can do the very same things, but yeah, it takes a little longer, and you're exercising your arms a bit more. And I just want to demonstrate the doability without one. I'm so lazy when it comes to manual laboring in the kitchen. Yes, we get very used to our tools, don't we? So my fish, I will just flip it over, making sure. Well, and kingfish is a really good choice here, because it's quite a firm fish. It has a texture almost similar to chicken. There you go. Oh, that looks so good. So it's almost cooked through the fish already. Now I'll just let it sit there for another minute. Then I put in the coriander and other herbs from the garden. So I have picked in the afternoon fennel leaves, parsley, and coriander. But strictly, you would only put coriander here. However, I did not have that much coriander, so I supplemented it with some other herbs and some garlic chives as well. So there you go, beautiful fresh herbs that get stirred through. I'm switching the fry pan off. Fish is done, and I'm just finished mashing my lovely Jerusalem artichoke mash with the butter that now has melted. Woo! Yum more. Awesome. That's good. And herbs into the fish. Stir through. fabulous. Yum. And the fish is still, you know, it's not ultra firm or chewy, but just right, just really, really nice. So this is all off. So here is a plate. So maybe here's the red one. That's quite a nice plate. We're putting on our mushy mesh. Actually, I might use this one because that plate is my husband's plate and he does not like Muslim artichokes. So this is my plate. So what I'll do is, you know, I'll just put the mesh here. You can see that. Then put the fish on like so. Dollop of this, and if you really like it hot, we've got these killer chilies here. And you can cut some really cute flower-like shapes from your or whatever chili you have. Put this on, and look at that, falling off the plate. Picture perfect Mexican fish. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful Friday night and have an awesome weekend. And here's all of us praying together. Please loosen the going out restrictions. I hope to see many of you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.